Welcome to English 2311, Tech Writing with TCC. My name is Dr. Sutton. I'll be the instructor for this course and provide this video as a brief overview on how to navigate everything and how to get started. To begin with, go to the My TCCD login. It's the universal login page for everything, but just my.tccd.edu. You'll enter your username information, password, and then tell it to log in. My dashboard looks a little different than yours because I have all these courses that I'm teaching, but go into the one for your specific course, English 2311, section 86000. You won't really need that too much. And it takes you straight to the course homepage. Now, please note, the course is largely designed by TCC Connect. They build a course shell and they release it to the instructors. We make changes based upon some of the assignments we're teaching and the things that we're going to be doing, but for the most part, we operate with their course shell. So this is the start point that they gave and presented with. It contains my information. The preferred contact for me for any TCC course is david.sutton@my.tccd.edu. This is different than my faculty email address, which is david.sutton@tccd.edu. I like it staying within the my.tccd.edu framework just because it's more guaranteed to get to me because it's processed through Google as opposed through Microsoft, where sometimes the organizational structure of the inboxes can be a bit of a pain. It explains what the course focus is going to be, and then it goes through just a little bit of the course objectives. Now, as far as getting started, you can use the Start Here button. It'll walk you through some things that my TCCD and TCC Connect want you to be aware of, from navigating the course, netiquette, initial information. Again, all of this stuff put together by the TCC Connect faculty. That was the reason that there was a little bit of a discrepancy and all with the textbook. I deleted it and changed it to see the syllabus for the current text because I think they had built this for 1302 and it still listed the 1302 text at the time. And so I've made that change. The syllabus is really the main spot to start. You don't have to go to that first page unless you just want to. It's a good idea to look at the netiquette part because we do have to be respectful in our conversations, but it's not overly required. Now, as far as the syllabus, this contains all of the information. As you can see, you've got the other email address here. It's the official one. However, emailing me directly through my TCCD is the better one. As far as office hours and being available online, my office hours are going to be from 5 till 6 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is not a time that you go online for the course or anything else like that. It's just a time that I've set aside to be able to answer any questions via email communication. If we want to be into Skype or something else like that, it can take place during this time as well. The textbook is Technical Communication 11th edition by Mark Markle. This is one of the few courses where I really get gung-ho about the textbooks because I literally built the text around this book. More importantly, the book provides examples of almost every last one of the assignments that we're going to do in this course, and so it can be relatively useful. At the same time, as is always the case, you don't have to purchase a text unless you choose to do so. I think it would be beneficial, but it's not a requirement. As you can see, if you look at ratemyprofessors.com, I sort of use textbooks, but a lot of what I do is focused on getting work done as opposed to digging massively through text. Only supplies you need is the MyTCCD website, and make certain you turn in everything as I asked for it. Attendance policy. This is kind of one of those unique things about MyTCCD. All I'm asking is you to log in once per week. That way I can record that you were present, air quotes in the being used, for class. It's just the simple way to check, make certain that you're receiving the information and looking at it. As far as makeup work policy, it's present there. I'm just going to be honest with late work. I give you due dates and all for the assignments. If you need to submit something late, I take one assignment late for each student without any question. After that, typically the assignments are going to just be a 0 because they weren't turned in on time. I've got things kind of spread out so that I can have time to give you feedback and then return it back to you, and you can then revise and submit it back to me. Turn not only the skill set that you need to be able to be successful, but also the grade that you want to be able to exit this course. Now, one of the things I also will address when it comes to attendance and makeup work, you are taking an online course, true, but the expectation is you still will log in regularly, you will be engaged in the course, and no, I'm not going to be releasing all of the course materials in advance. I've got certain times that I'm going to be releasing bits of the course, and that's when it's going to be released. If that doesn't work for you, I'm sorry, but it's structured so that we move through the assignments at a pace that I feel is reasonable. At the same time, it also is focused on making certain that things that come in are able to be easily evaluated, processed, and given back to you in a timely fashion. Academic dishonesty. Cheat, you get a 0. I really don't care the reason for it. I don't care if it's a situation where you were borrowing some sort of template and you decided to use it to fill in, a resume or a cover letter. The official policy is 3 words in a row, you're plagiarizing. You really ought not use anybody else's documents to put your things together. And I've seen plagiarism in both the regular course and English 1301 and 02 for larger essays, and then strangely enough, I've seen it also in 2311 with students, rather than creating their own cover letters and business letters and documents, creating things from other people. The course isn't all that difficult. The amount of time you have to complete things isn't that difficult. If you cheat, you get a 0. I'm not asking any questions about it. I will let you know that I have found the cheated materials, that I can back it up, and then I'm sticking with the 0. There's no point in submitting the assignment changed or revised at that point because it's going to be a 0. I do not have a stomach for plagiarism. As far as earning your grades, the major assignments are going to be 4. They're paced throughout the semester based upon the amount of work that needs to go into them. First is writing technical documents. This is just an assignment that gets you started in the course. Then we move to the business letter. You'll draft a business letter following a provided guide. Learning to communicate in a business setting. It's kind of a useful document to get started with. Then we'll move into the resume and cover letters, and finally there's going to be a technical manual that you're going to put together as well as a walkthrough that you're going to complete. The points overall, you add up to 100, with 30 being for the walkthrough, 20 for the cover letter, resume, and business letter, and then 10 points left over for the intro to tech writing. That means, of course, my scale is a standard 100-point scale for letter grades and easy to follow. I don't round, you earn what you earn. As far as the syllabus breakdown, I haven't given you a day-by-day playbook because it's an online course. You decide how your day-by-days are going to function. So, before I get to the important dates, let's look at how the weeks are broken up. So, week 1. That starts with this week. The 16th to the 22nd is going to be lessons. You're going to look through the lessons orientation, using sources, taking notes, and avoiding plagiarism. Week 2, we move into the technical documents. And so that goes to that. Week 3 and 4, it moves into the business letters and correspondences. 2 weeks for that. Then weeks 5, 6, and 7, job application materials so that we can make certain when you get them submitted, fine-tuned, and the final drafts are done. Week 8 through 15, and so that's a hefty amount of the course is going to be focused on the walkthroughs, both creating the manual themselves. I want to make certain the manuals are all locked in first, and then you'll be doing the recorded walkthroughs where we're going to show that the manuals actually can produce the product that you claim that they can. And then week 16 is the final exam week for the course, and there are no finals for this. It's literally the work that we do throughout the course. As you can see, classes begin tomorrow, day after tomorrow on the 16th. We have spring break from March 10th through 18th. The course will be open at that time. As you can see, week 8 through 15, the walkthrough assignment will be available for anybody that wants to go ahead and get a jump start on it. But that's not a mandatory component. You're free to take the week off. I know I certainly am. Last day to drop the course is April 12th, and then the final class meeting is May 7th. As far as navigating the lessons, this will just kind of give you a little bit of an overview. Click the lessons section, and it shows the lessons that are to be completed. As you can see right now, some of them are grayed out, some of them are not. The grayed out ones are ones that I'll release when we get a little bit closer to that particular moment in time. These I'm making fine-tuned changes to, but they're fixing to be... Actually, I'll probably just leave them open for y'all for now. So if you decide you want to really blast through the next 2 weeks of the course and this intro getting started stuff, you can feel free to do so. But all you have to do to go into a lesson is click on the lesson link. So this one's orientation. Click on that. And it walks you through a couple of assignments, including an introduction thread where you'll post some just, getting started information, chance to get to know everybody. It can be useful to have this. It just kind of removes the robotic feel of a class because it gives you a chance to kind of look at everybody that's in the course with you. Once you get done with one lesson, you move on to the next one. And you can see this is just mostly going over overview information of setting up an APA or an MLA styled document. Document style, formatting, and revisions is still there. Ethics, laws, and copyrights. Click on this one. It goes through it. This is a discussion board post explaining in at least 200 words what type of ethical and legal concerns you may encounter in your future career. So how do you think ethics is going to play a role in your future? To do this one, click on the blank and create a thread. Type whatever subject you want it to in, type your message, and then hit submit, and it'll post it to the thread so that everybody can see it. And that's pretty much the way you navigate these courses. I mean, the assignments really aren't that complicated. One thing I would like to suggest is before necessarily stressing too much about an assignment, look at the general overview of it. If there's a question, you can email it to me. If I get several of the questions, I'm likely to record a video similar to this to answer the questions, or I'll post something to the announcements page, which is located here. Just kind of giving the general overview. And that's kind of how it'll work out. Otherwise, I'll email directly back to you. And even still, I usually do that as well. So this is basically the course, how you navigate it. If you want to see your grades, they go under this section. As you can see, 100 total points. Now the way mine works is it populates up. So start off, you got a 0. As you finish each assignment, it'll count itself up until you get the end total, which will tell you what your grade is overall in the course. And again, I don't round, I don't do any curves or anything else like that. You need to make sure to get your stuff in on time. Other than that, this is a pretty easy course to work with. More importantly, don't forget to revise if I give you the opportunity, which I will on every single assignment. One of the reasons we start the walkthrough as early as we do is so that we have a chance to sit there and correct even that assignment, including the recordings if need be. So that's the general overview to English 2311 spring semester here at TCC. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and I will happily answer them back. Otherwise, have a great first week of the course. Have a great course overall, and I will see you throughout the semester.